Good evening, Tom. That's exactly correct. It is extremely slippery out here, and you have to use extreme caution as you're walking. Now, most of the flames were contained to the back end of the building, and like this tractor behind me, most of the contents are still in good condition. When battling below zero temperatures like we are this week, exposed skin can see frostbite in 20 to 30 minutes. Emergency rooms have been seeing an increased number of people come through due to these icy, dangerous, slippery conditions. City workers say potholes are created when water gets into the cracks of pavement, then freezes, pushing the pavement apart. And as more and more cars drive over the crack, the potholes are developed. Yes, Brittany, that city council meeting is set to start tonight at 7 o'clock tonight, where they will first discuss how to move forward with the petition to oust Mayor Jim Schmidt. Some green and gold fans believe that with the first snowfall of the season, it provided a home field advantage to the Packer players. Good morning, Shelly. You said it right. Packer fans have loyalty for their team. Those tickets sold out yesterday evening for all those Packer fans, but if you weren't lucky enough to score those tickets, that's okay. The party's still going to be going on right outside the doors of Lambeau, right here at the Tundra tailgate zone for you to root for the green and gold. Coming through the doors of Lambeau has always been a lifelong dream of Josh's, but today he had to battle some freezing temperatures along with some snow that could have presented challenges to his equipment, keeping him alive. But his parents had a plan. Good evening, Tom. That's exactly correct. It is extremely slippery out here, and you have to use extreme caution as you're walking, even on neighborhood sidewalks.
I did help a lady up yesterday. She fell, and it's just something terrible.
Thick, slick, and almost invisible ice lines the streets and sidewalks of some Green Bay residential areas.
Oh yeah, it's heavy.
Jason of Green Bay has been chopping away at thick ice for the better part of the morning.
Yeah, there's a challenge. If you can't get it, and you're still going to try to fight till you do get it.
And he's not by himself in this battle.
You need to come at it from an angle like this, and that'll bring it off in big chips.
That's the trick to it, right?
Yep.
And although people are clearing out, emergency rooms have been seeing an increased number of people come through due to these icy, dangerous, slippery conditions.
We've seen people falling on their shoulder causing pain, plus people suffering minor concussions by striking their head when they hit the pavement.
Dr. Schroman of Aurora Bay Care Medical Center says there are preventative measures to keep from falling.
Having something to hang on to, perhaps having some extra traction on their shoes by different variety of means, and just being quite careful to go slowly and look for things to hang on to.
If you do fall, you may be in store for several outcomes, like a fracture. Dr. Sean Hennigan explains.
A lot of times if you have a fracture that requires a casting or treatment, it may require a casting for 6 weeks, and sometimes the recovery can take several months or more from many of these injuries. So it'd be helpful to stay inside and stay off the ice.
Advice many residents are taking today.
Topping the news this half hour, a man is safe after his workshop went up in flames this afternoon. Local 5's Bryant McCray has the details on how this property owner's quick thinking saved his shop.
The fire took place in this shed at Cloverdale Farm when a propane tank backfired. When the property owner says he saw flames coming from the shop, he then ran outside to tackle the flames himself with 2 fire extinguishers. And after successfully putting out the flames, the smoke got the better of him.
I got quite a bit of smoke inhalation, and I was treated for it here, so I would tell anybody you got a fire like that, if you can't put it out, get out, because the smoke is a killer. It is a killer, so don't go back in there. You know.
Now, most of the flames were contained to the back end of the building, and like this tractor behind me, most of the contents are still in good condition. In Whitelaw, Bryant McCray, Local 5 News. Greg Gorenza of Green Bay knows these below zero temperatures are all part of the package deal when it comes to living in Wisconsin.
It's part of why I'm here yet.
But this Wisconsin native knows when he goes out to do his winter cleaning, he has to dress the part to stay safe.
Don't stay out very long. I'm fully covered as far as I can see because I've got the age behind me. I know how to stay warm. Layers.
Greg is just one of the thousands digging out after this weekend storm. But he could have potentially been faced with a silent attacker if he wasn't dressed properly.
It comes on kind of slow, and it might be after the fact that you realize it.
Dr. Ryan Murphy of Aurora Bay Care Medical Center is talking about frostbite, just one of the many medical conditions emergency rooms see after freezing temperatures follow a major storm.
Now that the storm is over, people will finally get out and they'll start shoveling.
Murphy says while people are out shoveling those huge piles of snow or braving the elements watching the game with a drink or two, frostbite can be setting in and they wouldn't even know it.
You may not even realize what's going on and that you're suffering from frostbite or hypothermia type injuries. So just be vigilant of what you're drinking and pay attention to your body.
When battling below zero temperatures like we are this week, exposed skin can see frostbite in 20 to 30 minutes. Medical experts say to prevent this from happening, to cover up all areas of your body with hats, gloves, and scarves. There are also telltale signs to let you know if your skin is falling victim to frostbite.
It just kind of turns a reddish color. As it progresses, it may then form a blister, and eventually it'll turn into a waxy, whitish color.
When traveling, Dr. Murphy says you should always have emergency gear like blankets and snow pants in your car in case it stalls or worse, rolls into a ditch, leaving you out in the cold. Keeping it local in Green Bay, Bryant McCray, Local 5 News. Good morning, Shelley. You said it right. Packer fans have loyalty for their team, and this Oconto fan is no exception as he takes his moving fan cave across the country to watch his team play. When you hear the boisterous sounding engine or the blare of the horn, you wouldn't think twice about a mobile fan cave coming your way. But that's exactly what you get when Eric Ferris of Oconto, a longtime Packer fan, is in town.
It's only about 8 miles to the gallon maybe, but when you load her up with 4 or 5 guys that are pitching in, it's all right. It's the fun is worth it.
Ferris converted this old fire rescue rig into every Packer fan's wildest dreams, hitting the road wherever the Packers may go.
Every game, baby, and a lot of road trips too. Been to DC and Soldier Field, Tampa Bay.
And of course, the rig is stocked with all the essentials.
The gin, vodka, whiskey, bourbon, whatever you want to come out of the bar will come out of the bar, but the push of a button.
And it's not just the booze, but all types of Packers memorabilia lines the walls. From posters to Packer helmets, Ferris says his love for the game started from his grandfather, who knew how to throw one heck of a party.
He made my passion for the Packers what it is today, there's no doubt about it. He loved to throw good tailgate parties, and I fell into this truck, and it's just became awesome.
Ferris says the rig is ready to hit the road for Dallas with one condition.
We're gonna go, as long as my wife doesn't divorce me.
Now, Shelley, Eric says he doesn't just go on these trips by himself. He brings his sons along too so they can experience the journey as well. Live in the studio, Bryant McCray, Local 5 News.
Well, a Seattle, Washington man who is also a Packers fan is able to cross one more thing off his wish list before illness takes his life. Local 5's Bryant McCray takes us into the stands where Joshua McCall saw his dreams come to life.
Rooting for the green and gold since he was a child, Joshua McCall of Seattle knows where his sports loyalty lies.
He goes to the Hawks game and he is decked out as a Packer. He goes around town and he is decked out as a Packer.
Today, the 30-year-old got his ultimate wish, seeing the Packers play on the frozen tundra with only one condition.
I just want it to be snowing. I want the frozen tundra. I want the whole kit and caboodle. And so, that's what it looks like he's going to get.
Joshua has been confined to a wheelchair most of his life because of cerebral palsy. And 3 weeks ago, his family made what they say was a painful decision to put Joshua in hospice. They knew they had to do one more thing to get him home. Coming through the doors of Lambeau has always been a lifelong dream of Josh's, but today he had to battle some freezing temperatures along with some snow that could have presented challenges to his equipment, keeping him alive. But his parents had a plan.
We came up with a sleeping bag, so he'll actually get put into a sleeping bag before we go out to our seats or outside. We've got a wheelchair cape, and I mean, just all of this stuff over and above.
And although Joshua has all the attention on him today, he sits next to his parents' side, thinking of others who helped him get here.
I would just like to say thank you to everybody here.
I'd just like to say thank you to everybody here
That did all
that did all this.
They gave me the sideline passes.
They gave me
the sideline passes. It's a pretty cool thing.
A wish fulfilled for a man fighting time. Keeping it local in Green Bay, Bryant McCray, Local 5 News.